Hey guys, I'm Ryan from themoviesdeadworld.net. I haven't done a lot of video reviews lately. I've been really busy with work and just writing in general and not really focusing on the video aspect of it. But I have been posting some of our Blood and Black Rum podcast videos up here where you can listen to them with no video, obviously, but the audio is there with the picture of the image that we use for each episode. So check those out. I do post them in a different playlist called the Blood and Black Rum podcast playlist. So if you could just check those out, we really enjoy doing the podcast. It's a lot of fun. So we appreciate anybody who does tune in and listen to us. You can catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, anything else that you use for podcasts, really. We're on all of those, so check it out. But anyway, I'm back with a video review today. I kind of wanted to get back into it with a new comic release. It's actually a one-shot from Archie Horror, who has been kind of in a lull of late as well. They haven't really been releasing any of their trademark issues like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina or Afterlife with Archie. And that's probably because Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa is pretty busy right now. He's working on the Riverdale show, which I have been reviewing for a different website. But it's actually a really good show, and I recommend it, especially if you like Archie or any of the stuff that Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa has been working on. But, I mean, it makes sense that he really doesn't have a lot of time to release any Afterlife with Archie or Chilling Adventures of Sabrina issues when he's doing that stuff. With that said, Archie Horror does have a one-shot coming out called JUGHEAD The Hunger, written by Frank Thierry, who's done some work on Dark Circle Comics, which is an imprint of the Archie comic series. He's written The Hangman for them. And also Michael Walsh, who's kind of making his debut with the Archie Horror lineup. So it's difficult to write a truly compelling werewolf story, mostly because the essence of that plot boils down to one thing, that the victim is almost always either unaware or unable to stop the spread of death around him, and the only thing they can really do is chain themselves up and hope they don't hurt anyone else. That's kind of the theme within werewolf stories. If they're not totally evil, then they don't really know how to stop the change within them. And we see it a lot, like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Oz, chaining himself up, trying not to feed into his insatiable hunger. Thierry takes this plotline about sympathetic werewolves, and he incorporates Riverdale, opting to show a couple of familiar faces as they're horrifically mauled by a werewolf stalking the streets at night, like Ms. Grundy. She is the first victim in this story, and it's pretty terrible, with her head getting ripped off. This werewolf is Jughead, who only knows what he's doing after he wakes up covered in blood and realizes that he has Dilton's severed arm on the floor next to him. With this, we do get some of those iconic figures in the Archie lineup, but not too many, so that's kind of an issue overall with Jughead the Hunger that I'll talk about a little bit later. Thierry isn't hoping to craft an entirely new werewolf storyline, but in truth it's a little disappointing to see Jughead the Hunger work through the tropes so sequentially. It's not a bad thing for Thierry to want to craft an homage to the classics, but at the same time, the first few pages of the book don't necessarily seem like a horror comic set in the Archie universe. They feel more like a werewolf story shoved into Riverdale. It doesn't have the nostalgia or references that Afterlife with Archie has, but it also has a lot less time to get those set pieces crafted, like Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa does over the course of a series. With that said, Thierry moves forward in a thrilling way in the book's back half, introducing Betty as Riverdale's equivalent of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, complete with ponytail and midriff-flaunting attire. Jughead the Hunger's werewolf storyline is a bit cliche, but this ode to media outside the Archie canon feels on point, especially since that means putting Jughead and Betty's platonic friendship in danger. Better than Thierry's writing, though, is Walsh's artwork and color scheme, which manages to evoke a similar style to Robert Hack's classic comic throwbacks and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, while maintaining Afterlife with Archie's iconic color scheme. And if you've seen any of my reviews of Afterlife with Archie, you'll know that I love Francisco Francavilla's artwork and the color scheme that's included in that. The art is beautiful and bold, and it doesn't skimp on the gore either. Even if Jughead the Hunger suffers from generic werewolf plotting, its artwork manages to enliven the whole release. While Jughead the Hunger doesn't really have the immediate appeal of the long-running Archie horror comics, and it was probably good to keep this to a one-shot instead of trying to expand it into a series, because I don't think it would work so well, it's a nice reminder that Archie Comics is still putting out some top-of-the-line product. Thierry's plot suffers from an inability to find the perfect balance between an Archie story and a horror tale, but it's saved by some amazing artwork from Walsh. This is still a recommended issue to bridge readers along until Chilling Adventures of Sabrina #7 hits shelves, which, by the ads in this book, seems like it's pretty close to being put out. And definitely, this Jughead The Hunger one-shot is worth a pickup at the price of only $4.99 for about 48 pages. So you can't really go wrong at that price range. And it's a pretty fun comic for the amount of time that we get to spend in this universe. Somewhat different from the rest of the Archie horror lineup, but also set within that sort of same scheme and style as Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and Afterlife with Archie. So check it out. It'll be in comic stores soon at the end of March. Thanks for watching this video review. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, think about subscribing to this channel. I hope to post some more video reviews shortly and make it a more consistent thing going forward. Also, if you like the Moon is Dead World's video reviews, you'll also like the written reviews that are on the moonisdeadworld.net, the website that's related to this video channel. Check that out. That's where all of my reviews go up first because it's easier to do a written review than to do a video review, unfortunately. And hopefully you'll join us next time for the next horror stuff that we cover, which probably will be some of the new films released by Severin Films, Scream Factory, like Firestarter, RoboCop 2, RoboCop 3, and even more stuff that I don't have scheduled at this point. So stick around, and thanks for watching.